MADD is Mothers Against Drunk Driving,
which is an organization committed to preventing criminal drinking and driving.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Mothers Against it's something with like distracted driving, right? It's
MADD, I'm not sure what MADD focuses on specifically.
An organization predominantly mothers who are against drunk driving.
I've been told I'm a good driver.
I think you hesitated too much.
When people in the car with me, they don't think that.
I'd say I'm an average driver.
I consider myself a fairly good driver. I mean, I know I go like above speed limits and stuff, but I'm not perfect.
I think a good driver just doesn't cause problems for like other drivers especially. But and I don't know if I would consider myself a good driver. I don't want to be cocky, but I'm definitely a lot better than most.
I consider myself a pretty good driver. I don't text that much while I drive. I'm present while driving.
Give in to texting or using the cell phone a little bit. Sometimes I'm a good driver and sometimes I'm not, but I
consider myself a good driver.
Yes, I consider myself a good driver. I think that an important aspect of good driving is attentive driving, defensive driving, being aware of your surroundings and being able to react to those events that occur outside your control.
I think I'm a good driver. To me, a good driver is someone that's focusing on everything that's happening around them, because it's more than just you being a good driver. Anyone can say I'm a good driver, but you have to pay attention to what other people are doing as well. And that's not being distracted from your phone or having the music too loud where you're like really distracted, or too many people in the car. I'm a horrible driver. I'm always distracted. I love my music. I like bringing friends in the car.
Okay, well, my car is actually currently in the shop.
One of them was from texting and driving. I got in a fender bender.
No, I've never been in a car accident.
Define accident. For using my phone and accidentally hitting the back of someone's bumper.
Right outside of school, it was, someone was actually on their phone behind me, and there was an accident in front of me. So I stopped like really quickly, and the girl was on her phone. I saw in the rearview mirror, and she just hit me.
Okay, I've actually never driven drunk or have been in an accident related to drunk driving.
I have. Many times I've been in one accident because of it.
No, I've never driven drunk.
I've been tipsy while driving. I still have full control of my body.
back in the day. Yeah. Short distances when I did, but I don't anymore.
No, I've never driven drunk. Me neither.
The worst thing I've done behind the wheel, I would say, eating fast food, makeup. Clearly I admitted to texting behind the wheel, so I'm guilty of that as well. I mean, changing clothes, because listening to music, looking at my iPod and everything to try and solve.
The worst thing I've done behind the wheel is probably get behind the wheel.
Text, honestly. I have texted while driving.
Probably using my phone, eating. Probably eating like a huge sandwich. I remember I had to eat a whole foot long right before, in a 15-minute ride. And it was just, yeah.
Oh, I'll check my phone at a red light or when I'm not moving. I think the worst thing I've done is put on my makeup. That's hard, because you put on your eyeliner and you're looking at the mirror and there's people.
You need two hands to do that. Yep.
I was going to change the song on my iPod, but you know how the screen goes black? So I'm clicking and driving. I'm but it's not changing. So I look down for a quick second. Oh, unlock it. No, don't unlock it. I had to.
I think that distracted driving is hands down worse than drunk driving, because when you're drunk driving, at least you're trying to focus, And when you're distracted, you're not even paying attention at all. Not to mention distracted driving causes far more accidents.
I would have to say I agree with that statement because distracted driving can be practiced by anyone. I know teenagers at not the legal age consume alcohol, but distracted driving is practiced by olders, people our age, adults, even young kids who just got their permit license.
I think drunk driving is worse. Distracted driving, that could be like somebody in the back seat who's just being disruptive or too loud. You can easily tell them to stop. You can tell them, be quiet, I'm driving. But somebody who's drunk and still driving, it's kind of hard to stop just being drunk.
Yeah, I guess I consider them the same thing. So I think it's just equal.
I think drunk driving is a lot worse. It's a lot more inhibiting. Like, I think maybe one of the reasons why the statistics are higher for distracted driving is because there's a lot more like people texting on the road than there are people drunk on the road.
I think that actually texting and driving is worse because a lot of times, like, if you're drunk, you're like paying more attention because you already know that like your reflexes are down. But if you're texting and driving, then you feel more confident because you're not under the influence of any substance. But so you focus more on the text instead of focusing on the text.
Like you said, overall, there's more people texting and driving than there are people drunk driving. But any combination of both or extensive practice of either situation is likely to result in.
I think drunk driving is worse. They both can be really bad. You can't really control your reactions are a lot slower than if you were not drunk. I think that's a lot worse than distracted driving.
I think we're one and the same, really, because when I'm distracted, I have no clue what's going on. If I was drunk, I probably wouldn't have a clue either. So I kind of think they're the same.
Oh, that's a good question. I guess drunk driving would be worse because at least when you're distracted, you can get back into something. I would guess distracted driving would cause more. Because I feel more people are distracted than drunk out on the road.
I think that both could be referred to as impaired because when you're distracted, you're not paying attention to what you're doing, so obviously you're impaired. As far as drunk driving, it's the same thing as impaired driving, so you're not able to react to your situation in an opportune time.
There's a moral component to drunk driving.
Yeah.
Although one can say there's a moral component to driving while texting, which I think is terrible. So, which is worse? I'm not sure. They're both pretty bad.
I think the laws regarding texting and talking on the phone while driving it is illegal in Virginia for anyone to text and drive, and it is legal to talk on the phone while driving if you're over 18. I think awareness on the causes or consequences of distracted driving will most effectively prevent distracted driving.
Say that parents should set an example because kids tend to imitate their role models or even older siblings, but also parents should be more strict and, instead of giving their 13-year-old a smartphone to text, or even kids that just get their permit, they should get involved in extracurricular activities or something.
Not supposed to text while driving, and people still do it anyway. I'll only text a red light or a stop sign or something. I don't know what you can do to prevent distracted driving because things happen, you can't control it. Like, there's things out of our control that just happen, you don't know what to do. A kid gets really excited in the back seat. Like, I babysit, so I know what it's like to have kids in the back seat that are just getting too excited about like a yellow car driving. Okay, stop, I'm driving. So
If you're looking at your phone for more than like 5 to 10 seconds, then you should definitely get pulled over. A bit of discipline. There's no law that's going to stop you from doing a lot of things. Obviously, people still drink and drive, even though there's very strict drinking and driving laws there. So I think it's just a matter of personal discipline, like telling yourself, okay, I'll put my phone on the side, I won't touch a beer.
I know they've come up with something where a lot of your messages will go through your car, like the newer cars, and like your phone calls will go through your car so you can answer and all that stuff.
I think that when a cop sees you on your phone, they can't really pull you over. I don't think texting's a first offense. I'm not really sure.
In Virginia, you're not permitted to text. I don't remember. The law may have just changed. Officers can now pull you over for that alone. I don't remember. You are permitted to hold a phone in your hand. and I have to really do that. More enforcement, requiring people to use Bluetooth devices instead of holding their phones in their hands.
Legal, right? Well, in Virginia, you can still talk on your phone. I know texting, they're trying to, it's illegal, but it's kind of hard to enforce. But in other states, you see more laws implemented for hands-free device, utilization, like Maryland's a state, adjacent to that provide that kind of, law. You see automobile manufacturers now creating cars that are sensitive to your environment. So, i.e., you're texting, not paying attention, the car will brake on its own. So you're seeing the automobile industry react to demand of people being distracted.
I think it's great that, MADD stands for Mothers Against Drunk Driving. I understand why it was started, but I think distracted driving is more efficient in today's day and age, and we can always broaden it instead of Mothers Against Drunk Driving to many against distracted driving.
It should be broadened to focus on distracted driving in general, while still including a focus on drunk driving, because if your goal is to prevent fatalities and injuries and accidents on the road, distracted driving is a much larger cause.
I don't know, I think you should add on it. You can definitely broaden it.
I should definitely be put more mothers or many against drunk driving rather than just mothers. Everyone's mom's protective, but once your friend tells you, yo, you gotta stop, you're like, oh, okay, I gotta stop doing this.
I don't think they should broaden the name because I think the name makes a good statement because it's Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. So every person that's on the road, they have a mother somewhere. So just imagine someone losing a child. Your effect on people when you hear Mothers Against Drunk Driving, because I don't know, many and then mothers.
You don't want to upset your
on
mom. You're like, my mom is in this.
Or could they do it to Pat, like people against distracted driving or people against drunk driving?
People don't like it, of course, but if my mom doesn't like it, it's probably an issue.
Well, they could certainly expand their organization. I don't see why not.
Well, their name kind of says what they're about, so it may be a PR issue, but it wouldn't hurt if they at least cooperated with other organizations to broaden the focus.
The campaign for MADD, as far as drunk driving, has been well done. I don't say they're complete. They haven't gone to fruition because there's still drunk drivers on the road. The demographic of who's involved in distracted driving, kids, and young adults are more apt to be involved in distracted driving. So, that would probably be a same parallel that MADD could take on.
You shouldn't text and drive, don't do it.